What's up? What's up? You guys hear me?
Hey.
Can we all hear each other now?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's everyone doing? Hi.
Doing good.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, is this going to be one interesting show. Thanks, Camden, Arkansas. Oh, my goodness. Welcome to Cullen's Corner Hot Topics. I'm Paulette, and we all know what to do.
This is Cullen, everyone.
Hey, Cullen.
Hey.
Hey, Cullen. This is Dee.
Hey, Dee.
This is Winnie.
Hey, Winnie, girl.
Hey, girl.
This is
family.
Nikki.
Is that Nikki?
Hello. Oh, that was me.
Hey, Nikki, girl. What's up?
Nothing much.
Our first topic is our Cullen's Corner letter of the day. Can you fall in love with someone that you shouldn't and still be faithful? Dear Corner, there's a song that goes, what kind of man would I be if I lived unfaithfully, and what kind of girl would you be if you did the same? Thank goodness there are some good men, women left in the world, but in platonic relationships, friendships between men and women, is it possible to have real feelings develop? Can you fall in love with someone that you shouldn't and still be faithful? What do you do with those close feelings when you don't want to cheat? Sex is not involved. What if you value the friendship and believe the relationship has changed your life forever for the better? Love is a dangerous emotion. How can you love from a distance without hurting anybody? I'm at a crossroads with ending a wonderful friendship of 10 years because my heart feels something deeper. I have no desire to take it further on either part, but I'm not sure if the platonic friendship has been tainted because of the feelings. Is it possible to be in love with a friend and not expect anything further? I don't want to go too far with my friend, and I would never do anything against my husband, but I feel emotionally I already have. I don't want to lose what I have with this guy, but I don't want to lose my husband either. That sounds logical, doesn't it? I'm in pieces right now, thinking about it. Some advice would be great. Should I just walk away at this point? Signed, Unfaithfully, Faithfully. Dear Unfaithfully, Faithfully, of course you can love somebody you consider a platonic friend simply because they wouldn't be a friend of yours if they didn't hold any qualities that you look for in a relationship. The real issue is when you allow that love to take away being in love with your spouse. If you are married and you are allowing yourself to develop these feelings for your friend, then the choice is clear. Your loyalty lies with your spouse over your friend. Your husband should be number one in your heart, in your mind. And if you are allowing another friend or acquaintance to enter in on that space, then yes, it is indeed wrong. Yes, this friendship may have changed your life, but is it getting to a point where that friendship is going to affect your marriage? Then it's time to go. It's time to let it go. I believe that you are being disingenuous with us by saying that you would never do anything against your husband and go too far. Truth be told, you have already gone too far with the other guy. You have made choices all along the way to allow things to just happen. Sure, you have not had sex with him, but you decided to spend time with him, to let yourself feel things for him, to indulge in the fantasy of you and him, to talk to him about intimate things only reserved for your husband. Each one of those decisions already was a decision against your marriage and against your husband. Perhaps you didn't see the full effect of each one of these choices, but if you had stopped and thought about it, you could have predicted the inevitable or the culmination of your actions. The question I pose to you is how much more do you want to do? How far are you willing to go? You are at a crossroads. You simply have to choose. You asked, should you just walk away, but who do you want to walk away from in the ultimate question. You won't know if you have made the right choice until it's done and you let go of the other option, whether it's your husband or your other man. Have to just choose and go one way or the other. The way you will hurt your husband is not to choose, but carry on in this gray area in love with two people and not fully committed to either. You need to figure out if you are wasting your time in your current relationship because you're not fully invested in the relationship. The act of kindness and love is to make your choice and either communicate with your husband about what's missing in your relationship and work on your marriage, or to leave him to get on with his life and find someone who will commit to him fully and honestly. Yes, you say you don't want to pursue a relationship with your friend because you do not want to taint or even risk losing your friendship. But again, it is not fair to the one who was already totally invested in the relationship with you. Something to think about. Corner family, what are your thoughts? And that's what Cullen said.
There you go. There you go.
Well, first of all, I just want to reiterate that basically you get married for a reason. You say those vows for a reason. For you to be able to get into a friendship and help feelings develop without allowing your husband or your spouse to understand what's going on, I think is wrong. I think if there's a disconnect with you and your spouse, I think you need to open that dialogue and communicate with your spouse to see what you're missing in your relationship. First and foremost, if you guys come to the conclusion that, hey, you know what, maybe this relationship, maybe we weren't supposed to be in this relationship. Maybe I am in love with this other person, and and you just put that on the table. Then, hey, that you do what you got to do. You're a grown person. You're a grown woman. You got to do what you got to do. But I think once you get married, I think your loyalties lie to that person you marry. I mean, you at least have to have the decency to at least inform that person, what's going on, as far as your feelings. You may not even have to tell them that you're developing feelings for your friend, but you at least have to be honest with him and let him know that, hey, you know what, I'm missing this in the relationship, and try to work on it before you just throw it out the window. But I'm going to stop there. I'm going to let some other people chime in, and I would love to hear some more responses.
All right. Cullen, I totally agree with what you said, and I mean, before I go any further, I just want to say to the person who wrote the letter that I commend them for being able to discern. Now, even though it's past the point, where she went a little too far already, I commend her for being able to discern that, I need to stop and reassess the situation, because a lot of people get into emotional affairs where they transfer their feelings from other that belong to their spouse to the other person, that's just around, and it's a very delicate situation. So I would just like to see her, it sucks that a friendship has to end because all of this took place, but it's best for her to take some time to distance herself from it and to go forward, like you said, reassess her relationship with her husband, see where the void is and why she's transferring her feelings onto, her friend. And I really think that's when she could really have a breakthrough on that.
Absolutely. I'm kind of torn on this one. I think a couple of questions come to mind, and maybe it's because, well, I'm just going to tell you, I can look at this in a couple of different ways. Number one, the question is, and I'm not trying to be, what's the word, funny, but you should ask yourself this question: why did I get married? Do you even really know? That's, because after hearing the letter being read, or maybe I misunderstood, I don't think you were clear on why you got married. I don't think I heard, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it was clear on the definitive relationship that you have with your husband, or spouse. Let me just say that. I don't know if you really even know if what you have with the person that you married is really real. Were there real reasons why you got married, or were there other reasons that you got? And I commend you as well, like Nikki said, that you even had the courage to say something and recognize that you've got a problem. But now here comes the time where I would ask, why did you get married? I would ask myself that. And if you couldn't truly, honestly discern that and clarify that for yourself, then the best thing would be for you to back away from this other person and figure out exactly what you're doing. We could sit here and say, and maybe it's because I've never been married, okay, but we could sit here and say, oh, okay, well, work it out. You're supposed to have, feelings for this person or that. But in the whole scheme of things, we can say that. And, again, I could be totally wrong. Who knows? But if you're trying to convince yourself of trying to be with someone where you know your heart is not, you will ultimately end up dissatisfied. So you really need to clarify what you want to do. And so the question I'm going to ask is, what do you really want? That's
and Paulette, I think that I understand what you're saying. I think that if a person is in a relationship, I think it's obviously you want to be happy. You want to be able to say, you know what, I got in this relationship for the wrong reasons, but you want to be fair. You want to, don't blindside the guy. You're out. You are going out and developing feelings for your so-called friend, and you have a husband there. I didn't see anything in the letter saying that man is doing anything wrong, that he abuses her, that he doesn't treat her like she should be treated. What I see in the letter is there's no communication between her and her husband. There's a lot of communication between her and her friend. And so I think a lot of the problem is that there's no communication with the person she needs to be communicating with, and that's where the problem is. I think it's fine and dandy if she develops feelings and, you know what, husband, I'm sorry, this ain't gonna work. I got into the marriage for the wrong reason. I really don't love you. I love this. But be honest with yourself and be honest with the guy. At least, like I said, you to me, you owe it to that person. You owe it to the person that you're with to at least be honest and to communicate it. It might not be what he wants to hear, but ultimately you still have to lay it out on the table before you decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead with my feelings with this other guy. Because if the tables were turned, you'll be hearing all kind of sisters on the line saying how much a dog he is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That man, the dog, he's that. So let's get real. Now I don't come out. I'm trying to be simple here. I'm trying to be simple. But
really,
I'm sure the person that wrote the letter is listening. So she needs some real advice. She don't need to be. We can't be giving her some cupcakes and say, gobble on this for a little while. You'll be okay.
Hey, family,